Hello, everyone. Welcome to this week's live stream AMA. We got the chat is already bumping. Hello, hello, hello. How's it going? You know, it's so funny. Every single time I read NZ, I read New Zealand. So I just read this as I demand my trophy from New Zealand, and I got so confused. Okay, hold on. I don't think I have my audio set up correctly. You know, every day's an adventure here. Okay, perfect. All right. Yeah, this is going to be a fun live stream. We have very special guests here with us to go through some fun, exciting announcements, and then we'll go through a bunch of other stuff. But for now, let's bring up Luke.
Hey, everybody, excited to be here today. Yeah, there's a bunch to run through. We'll bring up the Vixel Dungeons team too, because they have some cool updates on what's going on there. Some big new features as well. We'll give like a bit of an ecosystem update. And yeah, we'll spend some time answering some questions today also.
Okay, and before we bring up our special guests, we're actually doing a little bit of a giveaway. If you like and comment on their announcement post, which I will put in chat right now, we're giving away some free pickaxes to play Pixel Dungeons with. So, you know what? I'll give away even more than I was already thinking. Let's bump it up. Okay, I was going to give away to 3 people. We'll give away to 5. So go like and comment on this post right here. You know, it would probably make more sense if I showed you what it is instead of posting a random link. Hold on. Let's do that. Here we go. Like and comment on this exciting announcement, and we'll give away a bunch of pickaxes to 5 different lucky winners. So with that, let's bring up Vimtor. How are you?
Hey, what's up? Hola a todos.
Oh yeah, hola a todos. Guys, if you are Spanish, it's your lucky day. We have a Spanish person on the stream. Not just my terrible random words that I say.
I think your Spanish is nice, Heidi. It's getting there.
Yes. Oh man. Okay, yeah. Do you want to dive into everything? Like, what's going on? Explain this announcement.
Yes. So a couple of days ago, we announced support for multiple chains. We've integrated a protocol called relay.link, which if you are a developer, or even a user, I recommend to check it out because what they are doing is super cool. And basically, this opens up the opportunity for us to allow payments from every chain and every token. Right now, we support Ethereum, Ronin, and Base, but the idea is to add new chains and new tokens as we try them out and make sure that everything is working. So maybe I can share my screen.
Yeah, please do.
Yeah.
And maybe like explain a little bit more about like what does that even mean? What does it mean from like a player experience?
Yes. Wait. So let me share my screen. 1 second. Yeah. Okay, so as you can see, you can see my screen, right?
Yep. You might want to zoom in a little bit if you can.
Okay.
There you go. Perfect.
Okay, so basically now in the pickaxe shop, you can select different networks and different tokens. This means that some of our users, for example, maybe they are coming from a different chain, and what they had to do to start playing high stakes dungeons, for example, which they require pickaxes, they had to breach their tokens, and probably afterwards they swap it to pixels to be able to purchase them. So that's a big barrier for many users. Some of them don't even know what a bridge is, or maybe even the new ones don't know the concept of a token, that they only have USDC, for example, because they come from a Google login or something like that. So the main idea behind this is to make it easy for existing players, but especially new players, to come into the ecosystem and start playing the game. So yeah, that would be the idea basically. Then you can choose the network of your choice, the token. We currently support these ones, and you just follow the steps. You connect your wallet, you purchase, and so on. What will happen in the background is that we will swap your tokens for pixels. So using this protocol, this is invisible for the user, but just for you to know that everything is secure and works correctly. Here you can see these are not all the transactions, are some examples of people purchasing, for example, with Ron, and they end up buying Pixel. You can see other examples of people going from other chains, for example, from base to running, or from Pixel to run. So this is the technology behind this. This is not important. The important thing is that now is as easy as it has been to start playing Pixel Dungeons.
Very cool. Yeah, this is really exciting stuff.
Yeah, I love Relay. This has been tech I've been waiting for a long time. Honestly, I saw the Pixel Dungeons team do this in their game. I'm like, oh, we need this like kind of everywhere across the Pixel ecosystem. So if you guys aren't familiar, how it works is you can pay in USDC, you can pay in ETH, any of these tokens, and what it'll do is it'll actually go and like buy the Pixel back on the back end. So you're still using Pixel, even if you're paying in USDC. It's really cool.
Yeah, it's super cool. When we came across it, it was like it solved all of our problems. So it was great. So also let us know in the comments in Discord, in Twitter, what other chains do you want? Because maybe you have some Pixel in running, but maybe some of your portfolio is in other chain, and you want to try Pixel Dungeons. So let us know, and we will implement those chains first.
Awesome. That's really cool.
Yes.
Okay. I don't see many questions, which is great. That means we answered everything or explained it all really easily. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, throw them in the chat.
Yeah, I can see one. Will it buy pixels for each transaction, or it will be there for daily bulk buy? It will buy the pixel for each transaction. In fact, if you copy the transaction hash into the relay protocol, you will see what happened. Like it did a breach and then a swap, and you can see everything clear.
Cool. Yeah. It's a really clear explanation. Yeah, I feel like this is just like one of those like implementations of user experience that's just so obvious that it's like, yeah, of course. Like, why wouldn't we do
Yeah.
Okay. And then I don't know if you can answer this one, but social dungeon when? I know we were talking about this yesterday on a call.
Yeah. Hopefully soon. I don't want to give timelines because Kevin is working on them, working on the social dungeons, and I don't want to put him on the spot. But probably in the next 2 weeks we will do our first test. It's going to be pretty cool. So stay tuned for that.
No, you said it wrong. It's 2 to 4 weeks, not.
2 to 4 weeks. Yeah.
2 to 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Cool. Awesome. Okay.
Ooh,
great.
I see something that I want to bring up because I see this comment a lot. Sometimes people say Pixel Dungeons. Here's common comments I see about Pixel Dungeons. People say it's full of bots, and then people say it's giving so many rewards out. It's crazy. The thing is, guys, if you look at the staking dashboard in Pixels, you can see the numbers of Pixel Dungeons. You can actually see that Pixel Dungeons gives away significantly less Pixel than Core Pixels, and you can see that it actually is much better with rewards than Core Pixels. Let me show you and just compare the stats right now so you guys can see. So again, if you go to staking.pixels.xyz, you can take a look at all the games, and every game that implements our data SDK, if you go down the staking dashboard of each game, you can see the amount of rewards each game gives out every single day. It's this red line, the earnings line, and you can see the amount of in-game revenue each game does every single day, right? So you can take a look and see, this is for Pixels, like Core Pixels right now, it gives out about 210,000 pixel per day, and it normally generates about 164,000 pixel in revenue per day. Now, if we go to the Pixel Dungeons, what you can see here is Pixel Dungeons actually can give out a good amount of pixel each day through earnings, right? Like, on July 22nd, they gave out 308,000 pixel of earnings, but it did 280,000 pixel of revenue that day, right? And a lot of days, actually, you can see the screen line is even sometimes over the Pixel Dungeons thing. And here's like this metric, return on reward spend, that we talk about all the time, right? Let's compare Pixel Dungeons with core pixels. So core pixels, these are the numbers. Return on reward spend was pretty low in May for core pixels. It was like 0.2. And you can see that core pixels is getting it up. It's at, around 0.8 most days now. But look at Pixel Dungeons when we go here, right? Pixel Dungeons, the lowest number they've had was 0.6 back on May 11th. And normally they're around, 0.96. So basically, all the rewards that they're giving out are getting back in revenue. So yeah, there's really not an issue with like inflation or tons of rewards in Pixel Dungeons. It's actually giving out much less rewards net per day than core pixels right now.
Yeah. Also, this is also a good opportunity for me to talk about bots, because I see it, but I haven't had the opportunity to talk about it. People have this misconception that most of the rewards we give are going to bots, and that's way far from the truth. Like on the worst day, because these bots are coming from people that try to do malicious things, and sometimes they try really hard, and it's like a constant battle. There is no end to it. But in the worst days, maybe they take 10% of all the pixel we are giving. So it's not a huge deal. We are still working. In fact, in the recent days, we've made a lot of progress, but yeah, a common misconception.
Okay. Creo que necesitas repetir en español. ¿Ya?
Sí, yo creo que la gente me ha entendido.
Yeah, I think so.
Hay
Do you
uno
want
que
to
dice,
run through it again in Spanish? Just because you did it so quickly. I'm like, wow, that was so straightforward. I think we have time to.
yeah,
do a little
I have
Spanish
one.
and-
Tengo una cosa más para enseñar. I have one more thing to announce.
Oh,
So
there's
yeah,
more. Wait,
yeah,
okay.
there's more.
See,
Yeah, I
let's
can
go.
prepare it. Yeah. Yeah. So basically today, let me share my screen again. Yeah. Today we announce something we call incremental leaderboards. These leaderboards, the previous leaderboards, as you can see, have like a higher price pool, but the price pool was fixed, so it didn't grow over time. It doesn't matter how much the leaderboard was for or how many players played. With incremental leaderboards, this number is going to be updated every time someone plays a game, purchases something from the shop, or rerolls a mission. Like every revenue source that comes into the game, we take a percentage of that and fund the prize pool of the tournament. So hopefully this will become, our bet is that this will be super fun and will become the default. So maybe at some point we even remove the label and every leaderboard is incremental. So yeah, today starts the first one. It ends by the end of the month. So I will urge people to try to start competing, because the prize pool will get quite big, or at least that's the idea. So the earlier you start playing, the better chance you will have of winning.
Very cool.
Yep. So yeah, if people have also some questions about that, is the leaderboard global? Yes, it's global for every region. Yeah, you need to play on paid dungeons, and if you play the game, you know that the leaderboards that have that multiplier. If you play in higher pickaxe entry dungeons, you will get more points.
Cool. Okay. And then someone asked about the Discord link. I've copied it in chat right now. It's pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
Which is awesome. So yeah, go join their Discord.
Yes. And we have a feedback channel, and in fact, before this meeting, I was talking with people about the leaderboards and other stuff. So we are very responsive there. So if you have any ideas or complaints, please let us know.
Sorry, no, I'm just laughing. Can we get this AMA in all Spanish? So no, because Luke and I no. But if we have a few more minutes, if you want to just like run through it, your update really quickly in Spanish. I think that would be kind of fun.
Okay. I don't want to be yapping like for 5 minutes in Spanish, but let me try.
If you don't want to
Um,
do it, you don't have to. I'm just saying.
No, yo puedo hacerlo. Me sale mal por look, pero bueno.
Don't worry about him. It's fine. I'm gonna understand like 3 things too, so it's fine.
Okay. Hay gente diciendo Chuck, no sé si Chuck soy yo o qué es Chuck, pero bueno. Vale, no, básicamente hemos sacado multi-chain, entonces cualquier persona de cualquier red y cualquier token va a poder comprar picos con los que jugar al juego. Entonces, pues bueno, ahora no hay excusa para jugar. Y también el leaderboard este incremental, que al final, pues la gracia está en que vaya creciendo conforme la gente juega. Ya ha crecido casi un 50% del premio inicial, o sea que tenéis 10 días ahí para intentar poneros los primeros. Creo que ya está. That's it.
Bueno, love it. Very exciting. All right. Well, like our whole chat is in Spanish right now, so that's how many Spanish people are watching.
Yeah, I'm saying.
Love
Yeah, I saw someone saying 90% español. That's a good guess. Yeah.
Quizás no, pero mucho.
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. Right. Well, thank you so much for coming up and sharing all that. Very exciting times, very cool technology. Like I said, it just makes sense. So it's pretty cool. Italian, not going to happen today. Sorry, chat. Although, you know what's funny? I watched like a video of some Italian people talking recently, and I was like, it sounds like Spanish, but something's wrong. Like I didn't know it was Italian.
Yeah.
But I understood it all. So I was like, it sounds like Spanish, but something's wrong. Something's off. And then, yeah.
Or Latin languages.
I understand Italian, apparently. Anyways, okay, I'm sorry. I'll stop ranting. Thank you so much for coming up. And if you guys have any more questions, throw them in the chat, join their Discord, and post, make sure you like and comment on their announcement tweet to win some pickaxes.
Yes, right. Thank you, guys.
Okay, cool. They are. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, I know. But guys, I'm English. Like, that's not normal for me to just understand another language like that. Like, that was a new experience for me. And it was like a dating game. Anyways, okay. Let's move on. There's always a little bit of chaos in these streams, or it wouldn't be, it wouldn't be a Pixels AMA. Okay. I have some fun stuff to run through, some fun stats that the team pulled from mostly Neon Zone. So as you guys know, Neon Zone closed. Yes, was it yesterday or Monday? Anyways, it closed recently. And it didn't close. Okay, to be fair, the leaderboard's closed. You can still go play and earn some stuff stubs. I know I'm in there still. Just playing for fun.
You can still spin the wheel, right? Or go to Zeller, the fortune teller.
Yeah. And as of yesterday, there were still all of the pets, and everyone's convinced it's broken. It's actually not. Our team has looked at it so many times to make sure it's not broken, but it's not. It's just like very weird how, like, I don't know, Luke's the stats guy. He can explain it, but it's just strange. But there are still 30 pets in there. So I'm excited to see who wins the first one. Okay, so fun facts. That's what we're going to call this section. Fun facts. Unranked games, Bunny Baiter was the most popular, which I find remarkable because that's my least favorite. So
I'm just really bad at it. I think that's it.
I prefer the games that aren't under time pressure because
I prefer the ones that are more degen.
We know. But I just don't like the time pressure. Like, I like to be able to go and like forget that I'm playing a game because, the ADHD, the work, the notifications come in. Like, I don't want to have to concentrate. Anyways, so yeah, Bunny Baiter was the most popular unranked game, followed by Whack-A-Mole. Or not Whack-A-Mole, I'm so sorry, that's the old name.
Squish the Fish.
Squish a Fish. Followed by Squish a Fish. And sorry, it's similar, which is the other timed game. So basically, I am not our average user, is what we just learned in that. Okay, Ranked games. Vexer started out as the most popular one, and then they quickly leveled out to all of the 4 ranked games kind of being equally played, which I think makes sense if you're going for the leaderboard, which kind of proves that our users are degens, because if everyone wasn't going for the leaderboard, one would kind of reign supreme here, but it didn't. So there's your proof there. Some other cool facts. We saw about 8 to 10% increase in average daily session length. So how long a user logs in for on average went up around 10%, which is a decent chunk of time. So that's really cool. And there was another cool stat that they shared with me. The percentage of our daily active users that spends any pixel whatsoever increased 50% since August and 200% since June. Wild, amazing, very cool stat. Might tweet that one. That's a very cool stat. Okay, and then here's some leaks. Neon Zone updates. There's updates coming to the Neon Zone. I can't give you a confirmed date. I've been begging for a confirmed date. There's no confirmed date, but in the next few weeks, there will be a couple games added. So there'll be a couple more games added. The rotating shop will rotate, as it's named. And of course, the Vapor Wheel of Fate will get updates, along with the Zeller will get a whole bunch of new rewards. So there's a bunch of updates coming to Leon's Neon Zone. And what's another exciting thing is that the leaderboard won't necessarily come at the exact same time as these updates. I think if these updates get pushed a little bit later, the leaderboard is still going to happen. Maybe next week. Don't take my word for it. Okay. It might happen next week. It might happen the next. However, in the next couple of weeks, the leaderboards will restart. And then there's also these other looming updates coming. So some pretty fun stuff there. And then let's just quickly look at, one second here. We had a bunch of updates come out recently. So let's quickly go through some of them. Okay, yeah, the bees are in danger and Alina needs you. So this new quest came out last Thursday, and your mission is to track down the different ingredients by chatting with some NPCs, winning their trust, bribing them, some might say, to gather all your ingredients and bring them back to Alina. And what's really cool about this is that all of you guys thought the Aether Bloom tree from Alina's previous quest was just a pretty object. Gotcha. It's not. It drops fruit. So in this quest, fruit drops from the Aether Bloom tree, which was a really fun kind of tie into a previous quest. So if you haven't done this one yet, definitely go do it. You do need to have done Alina's first quest to be able to get access to this one, but it's a pretty cool one, so you can work your way up to it also. Okay, and then we also had this update yesterday. We had a pretty crazy update. I actually wrote in chat, what did I write? I said, like, today's update is small, but a bit crazy. And then people were quoting me later, like, yeah, you were right about that. I'm like, yeah, I was right about that. A little, small, but a little crazy. So wines are tradable again, which let me just scroll down to that post here. So yeah, you heard that right. They're now tradable and they still give energy. So you guys are probably familiar with in the past, we made edible items, or not edible, I guess cooking items, cooking items tradable, but we remove their energy, right? And, there are balance and botting reasons behind those decisions. But this time around, we have made them tradable as a bit of an experiment designed to expand the marketplace and open up new economic interactions. But yes, keep in mind, this is a test and we will revert it at the first sign that this is not going to work out. But for the rest of us right now, this is very exciting news. So I love this update. When the team told me, though, I was like, oh, Really? Oh my goodness.
So yeah, the reason why we think we can do this now is because of the changes that we made to the marketplace, the trading, all of that, right? So before, if you guys remember, like 2 or 3 months ago, we made really, really big changes to how you can access the marketplace and reputation, right? We knew that when we did that, it was going to decrease the daily active addresses inside of the game, right? That's when we went from about 100,000, maybe even a little bit more, 150,000 daily active addresses to more like 40,000, right? But it basically killed most of the botting problem inside of Pixels. Not to say that it's 100% clear of bots inside of Pixels, but we're doing really, really well when it comes to anti-bot now, with the combination of all the other stuff that we've done. And it is at the trade-off of some real user growth. We probably also did lose a lot of real users when we did that. It was one of those decisions that we had to make where it's like, this is much, much healthier for the game in the long run. We would rather build a good, positive user base, start to scale it up. But now we can start to introduce things like this back into the game. They'll make it feel a little bit more fun and a little bit more good. And we can be, a bit more risky with some of these things. So that was the mindset behind it.
Yeah. Well said. Okay. Another fun addition was to the Seaside Stash in merchant ships. There's a new peer portal that you can pick up for $bucks. So good luck to those that can get their hands on it. I personally love the art. I think it's a very cute portal. So yeah, good luck with that one. And then this already happened. And all the rewards got sent out like 30 minutes before this live stream. I'm sorry, my dog is growling right now. So I don't know if you can hear her, but I'll let Luke.
Yeah, we can. So Neon Zone rewards went out. I got mine. I'm excited. If you saw it, I was placing in the high-low leaderboard quite high for a little bit. Some psychos beat my score by a good amount, though. What was the highest high-low leaderboard score? Let me go and check. It's crazy. Yeah, it was 160,000. So I think what that means is they had to get doubles twice in a row in high-low, and then they kept betting like a psycho. But they got on the top of the leaderboard. They got their 15,000 pixel prize. Probably was worth it for them. I got a prize of 7,500 pixel.
Wait, do you know where you placed?
I think I placed third.
Damn. Did you okay, no, I have a question. When I was playing this game, I'm not degen like that. I was always betting like the low amounts. Did you just always hit the big one?
Oh yeah, you had to do max bet.
Just not even a question, max bet every time.
To score like the top leaderboard score, what they did was they max bet on evens, and they got it 2 times in a row, and then they bet more after that.
Max bet on eve. What does that even mean?
So they put like 100 like tokens into like the pot, and then they had to get the same number 2 times in a row. So instead of betting high or low, they bet if it was like a 9 that was drawn, they bet on 9 going out next again. So you get like an 11x multiplier. They did it twice.
Wow. But it's just high or lower. What do you mean?
You can also bet even. You can bet high, low, or even. You can like the same number.
I never bet even. I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah.
Oh, I would try that because it pulls even all the time, and I get so that's crazy. That's luck, but good for them. I'm proud of you for beating Luke. Wild. Okay. Yeah. So that is a lot. Most of the stuff I had to share with you guys today. Let's go into some questions. We got a lot of time for questions today. So, let's see.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff. I mean, there's a few rabbit holes that we can go down into also. Oh, here's one thing. So somebody asked questions about an update on merchant ships and rotating stores. I know that's getting updated pretty soon. I don't know if we want to share any more of the details, but it is something that the team's looking at, and we are getting updates out on it.
Yeah.
And that's all we're gonna say right now.
Yeah.
That update will actually come out pretty soon, I think. It's not like a long time away from now. It's like, yeah, the team already probably did the work. Now we just got to get it out.
Okay.
Oh, this is a nice comment, guys. Okay, so what I'll say is, the team is human, right? We tried not to let negative comments get to us, but sometimes they do. The nice comments really help. We really do care about the community here. We like so much actually. Like if I'm being 100% blunt and honest, like the reason that I'm still building pixels and still here is because of community. Like it's because of all the people that I know really, really care about this game. It's why we continue to update the core game. Like core pixels right now is not sustainable or profitable, but we know that people really love and enjoy it. We know how much it's done to some people, right? Like probably the single most motivating thing in my life was when we did the play the airdrop and I saw like the actual social impact and social good that like the play the airdrop earnings had for so many people, specifically in the Philippines also. We want to keep doing that kind of stuff. We want to keep making progress on play to earn. So yeah, Pixels, the game is improving week on week. Honestly, it's like the pace of iteration has gotten a lot better. For those of you who haven't stepped in for a while, like this is actually a probably good time to come back into the game. We're doing all this stuff on a week to week basis to make the game feel more fun, feel better. The actual like sustainability of the game is getting better week on week also, and we also have a bigger update coming out, Chapter 3 soon too. We haven't shared too many of the details. I so badly want to share it with you, but I have to bite my tongue a little bit. Chapter 3 is not that far away. It's what I'll say, right? It's not. Chapter 3 is not a 2026 thing. It is a this year thing for sure, and probably sooner than you might think also. So yeah, I think now is a really good time to come back into the game if you haven't played for a while. I still think this community is the strongest in Web3, regardless of what maybe outsiders think. Everybody you see on these AMAs, like we get 1,000 people listening to these AMAs that are honestly like they're interesting. They are, but like I think people are on these AMAs because of community, right? Not because of all this other stuff. Like we just talk for an hour, right? And we just hang out with you guys for an hour and we answer questions. So, regardless of what anybody else thinks, like we are here, we're building, and the game is getting better week on week, and we have some other exciting stuff coming out on the ecosystem too. So yeah, I appreciate comments like this. We'll keep doing this too. Yeah, Chuck had a question which was a little sus in its wording, but I'll bring it up. What did it say? Let me bring it up. It's in relation to Pirate Nation, and I think this is a good time to comment this or like talk about this because it's.
I pinned a new one. It's not the same though. It's at the bottom.
Oh yeah, Luke, didn't you model pixels from Pirate Nation? Any comments? Okay, so first of all, Pirate Nation didn't go live until June 2024. Pixels went live. Pixels went live in January 2022. Okay, we've been live for 2 years
It
now.
was live in December.
I guess the original playable demo was in December 2021, right? Like we've been in this game for a while, right? Now, what I'll say about the Pirate Nation team is the Pirate Nation team is extremely credible. They're legitimately really good people. I don't say that about every team in Web3. Like I think the Ronin team is legitimately a good quality, good-hearted team. And honestly, like most of the builders left now are, there's this weird survivorship thing in Web3 where, if you're still building in Web3 gaming at this point, you are probably not a scammer, right? Like you're probably actually like genuinely building because it is not easy to be building inside of Web3 gaming right now, right? There was like a bit of a spark of interest in Web3 gaming again in 2024, mostly led by Pixels, right? And then the rest of Web3 gaming since 2022 has been brutal on the founder's side. And the people that are left at this point, right? It's not easy money for a founder. It's not easy money for a team anymore. Like they're the people that really want to see it work. So the teams that are still building and like genuinely shipping, like do be nice to them because I'm not saying this is like a like a discouraging thing, but like there's still a lot of work left to do to make Web3 gaming work, right? If we're being blunt. and like completely honest. And there are teams that are making month-to-month progress. What we also should be thinking about as community inside of Web3 gaming is how do we get more people to be building here, right? Imagine a team in Web2 gaming, like thinking about making the move into Web3 right now, right? Imagine if they see how some like Web3 gamers treat the teams. It's not very enticing to go into Web3 gaming if you're a Web2 founder, right? But we do need to start attracting the best talent in Web2 still. Now, what's great is like Pirate Nation team. I think they're a really good quality team. I was never so bullish on the fully on-chain gaming because as we know at Pixels, right, there's a lot of work to do when it comes to building a Web3 game that's besides the tech, right? I do think there's a place for fully on-chain gaming in the long run, but we still have a lot to figure out with how to make actually the economics, like the design of a Web3 game work too. And that's a lot of what we've been working on at Pixels. So here's what you need to think about in like the different concepts of Web3 gaming, right? First of all, if we want a Web3 game to stick around for a really long time, it does need to be able to support itself, right? That's how every game has to work. So if a game is not able to support itself and the team has been supporting it for, 3 or 4 years, I don't think it's fair to call that game a rug. That's like the actual reality of most Web2 games, right? And a lot of these teams have been pouring like their heart, their souls into these games. And that's just how the world works sometimes, right? Like just because something, you want it to stay alive and you want it to keep going doesn't always mean that it can support itself. And sometimes it just comes to that. So that's unfortunately what happened to the Pirate Nation game, right? It wasn't able to support itself. It was quite expensive to host, and it wasn't really working in the way that it needs to. Now, this is why an analogy to Pixels is why we always talk about sustainability and all these numbers, and we share them publicly with you guys also, right? We love this community. We love this game, and I care so much about how much people care about this game. Like the thing that's really motivating to me also is like how many people have made friends, community, have met up with people in real life because of Pixels. That's very special to me, and I want to respect that. And we want to support Pixels for as long as we can. And that's why we keep talking about things like return on reward spend and sustainability and all of this, because if we have that figured out and we have this solved, then Pixels will stay alive forever, right? So, we have plenty of runway to make sure that we can solve these problems, and we have enough time to do so. The team needs to be, working with, they need to be deliberate, right? Like we can't waste too much time, and we do have to make progress on this stuff. So that does mean that we need to figure out things like how to get people spending inside of the game and how we can get that sustainability aspect figured out, right? Because if Pixels is never actually sustainable, then at some point, unfortunately, any team would have to make this decision. But that's still years away, right? Like it's not a decision that we would ever make in the next year, in the next 2 years. But it is something that we think about too. And that's why we share all these numbers publicly. That's why they're all out there. You can go and see the roars, the revenue, and the sustainability metrics on staking.pixels.xyz right now. So yeah, Pirate Nation, unfortunately, that game didn't work. I'm still very bullish on that team. That team is still building. I know what they're going to do with their token too, just that, we can be clear is like they have that pirate token, right? I know they're probably going to do like some kind of airdrop of a new token to that token. I think they're going to do more like an infrastructure ecosystem token. What you'll see is like a lot of teams have been copying what Pixels is doing. Like if you guys have seen, like Pixels already positioned itself as an ecosystem token, right? Other games are like, oh shoot, we should have done that too, and they're kind of following Pixel steps. Even Ronin is positioning itself more as an ecosystem token now with their proof of distribution. Looks a little bit like Pixel staking, right? So yeah, that's the goal there.
And this was just a really lovely comment that was mentioned throughout what you were saying. So, yeah, I know. It's a part of mine too. Someone else just asked, like, do you guys even play your game? Blah, blah. Yes. Oh my gosh. I'm so addicted to Pixels. It's like...
People were pissed I was on the leaderboard for the Unzone. It's like I can't win. I play the game, people get mad. I don't play the game, people get mad.
Right. Okay. Let's go through some more questions here.
This is a good question, Eden. So Eden, this is like more technical and like nitty gritty, but somebody asked, well, this leads into something bigger actually. Yeah, so maybe it is important to bring it up. I have an off-topic question. Why is it no longer possible to restake with staking rewards? I know it's really annoying. The reason why it's not possible is because we upgraded the staking contracts to do some cool stuff. So eventually, the staking rewards will not be the Pixel token. Eventually, when you stake Pixel, you'll be given tokens that are not Pixel as rewards, maybe USDC, maybe Ronin, maybe other stuff too. So that was a big upgrade to the contract. And think about it. If we give you USDC when you stake Pixel, then you can't restake that. So it changed that whole flow. So that's why it's not possible anymore. The staking contracts support this right now. And honestly, what you might even see is you might even see USDC support inside of Core Pixel soon, and it'll work the same way basically. How the staking contracts work is revenue is automatically sent from in-game purchases to the staking contracts, which is distributed to stakers. We do that via Pixel right now, but any USDC revenue can follow the same path, where it goes directly to the staking contract and is distributed to stakers. So that was a big change that happened there.
Okay.
This is an interesting thing. Stop bad-mouthing players. You call them bots, non-valuable, bad. Never seen another game say it. Don't pay them, but stop saying bad things. Look, we don't say bad things about players. There are bots inside the game sometimes, right? So, we don't want to give bots any rewards. That's a lot of the tech stack that we've built out, right? And there are actually players that do not have the game's best intention. And honestly, I will badmouth those players, right? Not badmouth, but like, we're not going to build for them. And, when we talk about community, right? Community is a couple different things. Our goal is to protect the players and the users that actually do really care about the game, right? That's what good leadership is, right? A good leader is not one that wants to be loved by everybody, even though I do sometimes. A good leader is one that makes decisions that they truly think are best for the community. And, there's always so many competing interests, right? Maybe you could call a bot farm a part of the community, right? Because maybe they were playing the game and they were like even in Discord sometimes, but that's not a community member that we think is healthy to the ecosystem. And, we are going to kind of like say, hey, we don't want you in this community, right? So there are decisions that we have to make like that sometimes. Now, my goal is to build the best experience and, reward and like have the people who really care about the game be in here for the long run. And that means we need to focus on things like sustainability and making the game able to support itself. So we do need to find players inside the ecosystem that, enjoy the game, that still want to spend, so that we can protect the players who, have made friends inside this game, who have built community inside of the game too. So yeah, I know sometimes all the decisions that we make won't always be popular. I hope you guys know that we do this out of like protection of these people. Yeah, that's the way that we view it. So not everybody's gonna believe that. That's fine. I know we're making those decisions with that in mind. We do make a lot of mistakes. We haven't executed perfectly over the last 2 years. We know that. That's part of building in public. That's part of building something new. If we could have executed perfectly, believe me, I would have loved to. But we are here now. We're still improving. We're still building. We're still really trying.
Okay, I saw this question. This is all great, but I'd like to know if live ops events are being considered, or should we wait till chapter 3? I'm confused because we've had nonstop live ops events for the past like several months. So I'm curious what kind of live ops event you're thinking about, because yeah, they've been nonstop. Like these new quest drops that we've put in, like those can be considered live ops events. We had the UGC fair, that's a live ops event. We've had even creator run events. The creators are running events every other week. Those are live ops events. Energy parties are live ops events. This is a live ops event, kind of low key. So let me know exactly what you're looking for here, because I'm actually curious. I want to know what you want, because the calendar is flexible. when it comes to live ops?
This is a good question. What happens when the 18 million pixel a month rewards are in USDC? They get sold. No. So if we give out staking rewards in USDC, that would come from revenue made in USDC, right? Here's the real goal here, guys. We want to stop giving out Pixel completely eventually. We're not there yet. And this is a good point to bring up too around vPIXEL. I heard people asking about vPIXEL. It might have been a bingo thing, but I don't care. I'm going to talk about it. vPIXEL. I think it's a little early. This is what I'm a little worried about. What we could do is we could start giving out vPIXEL right now. Maybe we can let the community vote on it. This would be very controversial if we did this. But yeah, we have vPIXEL integrated into core pixels right now. The issue is if we start giving out vPIXEL right now, we can only give out vPIXEL in the game. That's just the way that it's built. So we would basically have to switch all of Taskboard and maybe not leaderboards, but all of Taskboard into vPIXEL rewards only. We could do it right now if you guys want, but it seems a little early, a little risky to just like fully go all in on vPIXEL. But we could do it. So yeah, maybe we let the community vote. That would really decrease pixel emissions. If we did it that way, basically you would still get vPIXEL. You could stake vPIXEL, and you could only spend or stake the vPIXEL. And if you stake vPIXEL, you can still get pixel rewards. So that's the idea. It would be a big change. We would probably see another DAU drop. I would expect it. But it would make the game a lot closer to being sustainable. It would probably completely fix all of those issues. It just seems like it might drop a lot of users. So what we were thinking was when we get the Pets app out is when we start experimenting more with vPIXEL, right? That way we have like a few different routes.
I feel like we've answered most of the questions. Oh yeah, here's the hate. Do you want him to play? Do you not want him to play? What's the consensus here? I think we've answered most of the pinned questions, or at least the questions that we've just been pinning throughout.
Yeah, so if we roll out vPIXEL, your pixel in-game will still be split between Pixel and vPIXEL. The only thing is when we start to give out rewards, the new rewards will become vPIXEL. So like any new pixel that you earn in Taskboard will be vPIXEL, but you'll have two in-game balances. You'll have Pixel and you'll have a vPIXEL in-game balance. If you deposit Pixel, it will stay Pixel. If you earn in-game, it will be vPIXEL. And then you can withdraw vPIXEL without any fee. And I think in that situation, we would turn off fees for withdrawal of Pixel too, because you wouldn't be able to earn it. So yeah, that would be the case there. And then how else would it work? You can still stake vPIXEL and earn liquid pixel. There might be other ways we can give it out. So yeah, that's what we're trying to figure out basically. Like if it's worth doing that right now or like more gradually doing it.
So you guys can already see the split in your currencies. If you click on or you hover over your currencies in the top left corner of the HUD, and then you see there's like pixel, and then underneath it says pixel with the $sign. If you had vPIXEL in the game right now, it would be above or below that. I don't know. Above or below that one, and it would have like $sign vPIXEL. So pixel without a $sign, it was just like all of it, and then it's separated. So it's already in game. That's why it looks weird right now, because you just don't have vPIXEL. Okay.
What else?
Will old currencies be removed? I think there's some that we can probably sunset, because I don't think that they will ever be used again. But I also know that would piss off a lot of people because they like seeing the numbers there, even though they're never going to have a utility. So it's a balance. Yeah, we'll see. Does that mean the only way to get Pixel is via staking, and we'll have two in-game currencies that are not directly linked to, I don't know what you mean by dollar sign here. Like,
Yeah, in
fiat?
that scenario, that is what that would mean. So it's a big difference, right? Here's the thing. So I think it makes more sense to give out USDC than it does Pixel in the long run, right? Pixel is nice because we can only give out USDC if the game is profitable and Roars is over 1, right? So while Roars isn't over 1, then the then Pixel makes sense to give out, right? If the game is not profitable or sustainable, then it makes sense to kind of give out Pixel still because we can work our way up there. Or at least it makes sense that we can keep increasing Roars month on month. If there was never any path to make the game profitable, then it doesn't make any sense, right? But yeah, if it does continue to improve, which if you go in again, look at the metrics on pixels.xy or staking.pixels.xyz, you can see that roars of all the games is improving. You see that some games even have positive roars. It's going well. So yeah, we've learned a lot over the last little bit. Like even if Neon Zone was just something standalone, it would be profitable, right? It would be sustainable, and we can do USDC in that one, right? So that's the idea. So yeah, Pendeco said, I still believe in-game rewards being USDC makes no sense. You'll end up with people missing Pixel like they will miss Berry. Guys, so obviously people miss Berry. Again, Berry was wildly inflationary. Berry inflated 2 to 3% per day. That's like, I don't think you guys understand how much that compounds. Like 1 or 2% per day would be like 1,000% per year, something like that, right? And 1,000% inflation per year is not very good. It's fun on the come up. It's not fun when things crash. And same thing with Pixel. The more that it's like given out and sold, the less fun it's going to be in the long run, right? So we had some assumptions that were a little wrong with Pixel, right? The one thing I had really thought was when we gave people Pixel, they would want to hold it. I kind of thought from the very beginning, it's like, okay, people earn Pixel and they get to like take ownership over a network, right? That's really cool if you like pull it off and everybody wants that. Like play to earn in like Web3, it's supposed to be all about ownership, right? And play to earn is really cool because you can actually become an owner and like have ownership over a network or a protocol just by putting in your time. Like the concept of that is awesome, right? But the thing is, no one held Pixel when they earned it. Pendeco says I do hold it. I know a bunch of people who hold it, but the reality is 99% of people didn't, and that's fine. You know, we can't blame people for doing that. There's no problem with doing that either. But yeah, so the thing is, that's totally fine. Now that we know that, we've seen that in the wild, we can still build out play to earn games. The idea is just, make sure the games are sustainable. That way we can actually give out USDC rewards. And then when we give out a USDC reward, that means if somebody sells their USDC, we don't care, right? It doesn't harm the token. And what's really interesting is if we only give out USDC rewards from staking, you have to have the Pixel token to get those USDC rewards, right? So there can be some good alignment that way. So, I mean, yeah, team is still very dedicated to Pixel. The foundation is very dedicated to Pixel in the long term. Pixel is the play to earn token. So if you believe in play to earn, Pixel is the right one to be looking at. You can see that Pixel has a bunch of play to earn games in its portfolio now, and there's more coming. Pixel long term, the goal with it is to kind of dial down emissions and to start giving out, other tokens for rewards to its stakers that are not just Pixel. So that means if you hold Pixel, you might get to, earn yield of USDC or ETH or Ronin based on how a game performs. So it's really exciting. For this to work, what you're going to need to believe in is that pixels can make and grow games, increase revenue month on month, and do that across the portfolio of games and be competitive against Web 2 games. I really think we can do it. We have a new game coming out in soft launch probably next month. When I say soft launch, we might get a few of you guys to test it, but it's really going to be a very, very, very soft launch. It's not going to be like a launch. So we're going to give a beta to some people next month on this new Pets game. We're excited about it. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be really testing and iterating and trying to grow this Pets game like you would grow a normal Web 2 game. So we're going to experiment a little bit with paid advertising, and we're going to be testing like the unique selling points of this game. Like, is this game able to hit the same benchmarks and metrics as a comparable Web 2 game? And are we able to grow it in a sustainable Web 2 way? And are we able to 10x the growth with the Web 3 that we're going to be adding into it? That's the real question. So if you believe that we can do these kinds of things, then that's what to be looking for in Pixel, and we're going to keep going.
Okay.
Oh, this is a question. So yeah. Pets app was supposed to be available 4 months ago. That was said multiple times. When will it be available? So again, soft launch soon. We actually were excited about it. And instead of releasing something that was just going to be okay, we ended up pouring a lot more time and energy to make it even better. Like, if you guys have been following along, I've been posting screenshots a lot. It looks so much better now than it did 2 or 3 months ago. What we're really going to try to do is we're not going to try to make this a game that's popular in Web 3. We're going to try to make this a really big game in Web 2 because there's some Web 3 backend elements, but we're not going to really make it so obvious to the Web 3 or Web 2 people that there is Web 3 in it. So that's what we're excited for.
Okay, I was trying to pull it up, but this old Android phone I have died. So never mind. But yeah, it's looking good. Okay. Any last things you wanted to? That was going to be my final comment I brought up. So here we are. We're on the same page. How do you feel about Luke? How do you feel about Bob? What do you think about Bob?
Well, I learned that Bob was a chicken nugget. It was a little mind-blowing. Yeah. This is okay. This kind of stuff is why I love his community. Honestly, there's so many inside jokes at Pixels.
Oh, it's endless. That's why we have a freaking bingo card. Oh my gosh. Okay. Bob to me is very special. Definitely something unique from our community. Really ugly.
Wait, maybe you can show a picture of Bob, because maybe not everybody knows. I feel like it's like a creator.
Where can I even find the OG picture of Bob? Someone, I'm in the creator Discord. Someone send it. Where's the lore of Bob is our content creators are really tight-knit community, and they have game nights every month, I think. And 1 month they were playing Gartic, which is like basically Pictionary. And it was all Pixels themed, and someone had to draw a pet, I think. Was it a pet? An animal of some sort. And they drew this thing that just kind of became infamous. It became Bob. So now there's Bob UGC in game that people have made. Is kind of, Bob isn't ugly. Bob is pretty ugly. Bob before HQ. Yeah, but that's like a HD Bob. The one in front of HQ. That's UGC made by Pixel Cat Guy that I put there. But you can, so you standing in front of HQ, you can see the statue. But that's like that's high quality Bob.
Wait, that's it?
That's not, OG Bob is like a line drawing with 3 legs. So.
I'll share this one really quickly.
Just zoom in on it. Yeah.
Yeah.
See if you, Bob. Yeah. Check creator Discord. Okay. There it is. Perfect. Thank you. Okay. This is what the creator drew. Hold on. Everyone meet Bob. There you go. Oh my god.
Yeah, that's actually going to be the main pet in the new game. No,
I mean, Is it like a wait, why does it have a unicorn horn? Oh, someone made, oh no, there's a Bob Ross version.
Wait, can you share the Bob Ross?
Yeah, there's the
That's
Bob
good.
Ross
That's good.
version. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this is why I love the Pixels community.
Huh? There's
Honestly,
the SpongeBob version.
you guys do make my day with some of this stuff. It is really fun.
What is someone said Cal Bob? What is Cal? Is that after Cal? Guys, have you seen OG Pixels player? Used to be formerly known as NFT Cal is on Love Is Blind UK. Wait, new episodes dropped today. Everyone go watch Love Is Blind UK and tweet at Cal X Pasha, I think is his new name on Twitter with a K. K-A-L.
Yeah, he was one of the like original Pixels owners.
Yeah, and he's a lovely human being. So go support. Oh my gosh, guys, there's so many versions of this. There's a pink one. Obviously, this is going to be my favorite one. Or this is Al Bobby, like Al Ricky. Because okay, yes, because Al Ricky has a pink thing. This is Bob the Builder. Okay. Bob Inception. Jeez. Bob Inception. I think this is a good one to leave it on. Oh my gosh.
All right. Well,
all right. And with that, thank you all for
thanks
coming
everybody for this AMA today. Appreciate it. We're still here. We're still building. We're still chugging away. Appreciate everybody.
All right. Thanks, guys.